This is so fucking am I one? Bobby? I would actually. I just want to, for me, just offer our deepest condolences to the Solhan and the Walls family, or excuse me, the Vols family, the Sohan and the Vols family. Mary Sohan Vols lost her battle with cancer on Tuesday, September 30th. She passed away, and she was like the ultimate UConn fan, incredible, and her whole family, and they're Connecticut people, and they're incredible people. She actually got diagnosed with it right before Houston, and was with us in Houston. It was like kind of like, screw it, I'm going to go watch my favorite team go out in Houston and win the national championship. And then she finished her last treatment after Phoenix. She was with us in Phoenix, and she was as sick as she was, and as brutal as it was for the family. She was at every game last year, and finally lost her battle. So our deepest condolences to those families. They're incredible people, and I think they might have been at the game tonight. So we'll be giving everything that we got as a team, as a program, to deliver a championship for those great families. Deepest condolences. The game, I'll wait for you to ask me questions. If you want to ask them questions first, but. Do you want to go with them first so that they can then go, and then you can save me for the end? Sorry.
Alex, what was your takeaway tonight?
Yeah, I thought we showed great flashes of what we can do offensively and defensively, but at the end of the day, we got a long way to go. It's a long season, and we're going to watch the film, get better, and just continue to get better day in and day out. But I thought we showed great flashes. I thought the team competed on both ends, and I thought we battled through adversity during stretches of the game. So I'm proud of how we put our first game out there, but there's still a lot to get better at.
Malachi, how did it feel? I know it's an exhibition, but to put on the uniform for the first time in a game situation and go out there, and it seems like you really infused the team with a lot of energy, both ends of the floor. Is that kind of what you do, more or less?
Yeah, I definitely felt good today, just putting the Huskies jersey on. I want to make sure I don't put a lot of stress on myself. Just go out there and have some fun, There's a big program, so I just want to, just have some fun. And, yeah, I think my job, bring a lot of energy to the team. I think I just do that normally. Yeah, that's one of my roles, just to bring a lot of energy pick my guys up, my shooters up, make it easier for my teammates.
So, you can't simulate basketball competition in practice like this. Is there anything that you got to take from this game moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing we did for this game, our defense was really locked in from start to finish. I think we had spurts where it could have been a lot better, but I mean, that's where we turned to the film and then just focus on the next game. We got so many more games to go, and luckily this one doesn't count, but we're going to treat the film the same way. So,
Alex, to play a game like this and have to use different lineups that maybe you haven't been used to, in the summer or leading into the, this fall with Silas and Terrace out, how much can you take from this, and how much confidence do you think an exhibition like this, where you guys go down and have to battle back, can do for you guys going forward?
Yeah, it's good. And throughout the season, it's always going to be next man up, and that's how the team was this year, just stepping up for Silas and Terrace, who are out. But I think it was good, just getting the jitters out of UConn basketball game. First time for a lot of these guys putting on the uniform and playing in front of our great fans against a really good BC team. So I thought it was good. I thought we learned a lot, and I thought guys just had a lot of fun out there, which was great to see.
Alex, what did you see from your defense? That's been the team's defense, sort of point of emphasis kind of coming into the season.
I thought we pressured. I thought we played hard. I thought we disrupted a lot of their actions, and I thought for the most part we communicated really well on what to do, and we were just super bought in on the defensive end, and to hold them to 52 points. We got to stay disciplined with some things like fouls. We fouled too much, but we'll watch the film and learn from it. But I thought we were just disrupting and pressuring them a lot, which is something that we really emphasize heading into the season.
Alex, can you just talk about the way Malachi played today? You were down arguably your starting point guard, and he came through and just played incredibly well today.
Yeah, he stepped up huge for us, and he's always got a great energy about him. He's such a fun person to be around, and he's just a fun teammate to play with on the court. And I think he really played off his defense today and really just playmaked for us and took the shots that were there for him. And I thought he played a very good all-around game, and I think we really played off his defensive energy, and I think his energy that he created on the defensive end really sparked everyone else out there, and he's just a great teammate to be on the court with.
Anything else for the athletes?
Athletes. Tom.
Sully, you played with a lot of newcomers tonight, Braylon, Ryba. What did you take away from their efforts, their performances, and how did it translate from what you've been seeing in practice?
Yeah, I mean, going in as a freshman, it's definitely a different kind of situation, so I feel like they handled it really well, to be honest with you. Of course, shots weren't falling, but that was throughout the whole team, to be honest. So, I mean, the shots are going to fall. Like I said before, my last question, we're going to have so many more games, so they have so many more opportunities to get those jitters out and anything like that. So, I mean, it was a great first start for all of the freshmen, and I'm super excited for the rest of this year.
Here we go. You're being, because you're in Massachusetts. Fucking Johnny, nice guy.
Dan, I know you stressed talking about you want to get back to playing UConn defense. How close were you that tonight in this exhibition game?
Yeah, I mean, we were missing, I think Taras when he's not fouling. Just efficiency-wise, is one of the best defensive centers, and Silas is our best perimeter defensive player. So, minus the fouling, the lack of discipline, losing the edge, over-pressuring drivers, not showing our hands, fouling a three-point shooter. Obviously, there was undiscipline, but I thought there was also just like a lot of making them uncomfortable and kind of flying around like we didn't last year. So, we have a long way to go there, but I think again, I'm not disappointed. We got driven a little bit, but we're missing probably our two best defensive players, which is the center and the point guard. So I was overall pretty happy with it.
Hey, Coach. You can hear me all right. Jane Ross had a plus 26 plus minus. That's a team high. Just talk about his impact tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the roster, like however we shot it today, you're and it's like Braylon, I thought, took one bad three. Solo might have taken one bad three. AK might have taken one bad three. And those guys, obviously they went three for, they went 6 for 25, right, from three. So, but I don't think there's a lot of teams in the country that are going to have that firepower on the perimeter, like 2 through 4. But what the team is dying for is, somebody off the bench, a big wing, that can really guard people, play with athleticism, play with length. I thought, Jay Ross had, I thought he had a much better second half. He settled in. We need him to be a guy whose minutes are, where they were tonight. I mean, we need him to be a guy that's in that 15, 17. If he's making threes, he's playing 20 minutes. The roster is screaming for those wings, Jalen and Jaden, to really emerge as guys that can lock up on defense and be productive big wings.
Dan, You talked a lot about your point guard play needing to be better this year and showing some promise. Can you talk about today's game? You were obviously down a point guard, but still 20 assists, only 6 turnovers.
Yeah. I mean, I think we got a great situation there. Obviously, Silas has got to get back from, the calf. We've had these soft tissue injuries that have been frustrating. The guys are, working hard to get back from them. We've just had some bad luck, I guess, or whatever's going on with that. I mean, I've got 15, 20 years as a head coach and never had players miss time with these types of injuries. So we've got to get these guys healthy. But, whatever the situation is, when Silas is back, Malachi could play with Silas in the backcourt. Malachi's, whether he's a starter or whether he comes off the bench, based on what the direction we go, I think he's going to be a major factor, and he's going to be playing starter-like minutes. The guy just plays with a lot of energy, and I know he had 5 assists today, but we were bricks away out there. I mean, we were bricking everything. He should have had 12 assists, 14 assists. Guys were bricks away.
Dan, in the similar vein of Malachi playing well and with Silas not there, Eric seemed to handle himself pretty well out there as a freshman. Is that a comforting thing to see those two guys really play well? And then the second part, just can you is there any sort of like timetable on the two guys, Silas and Taris?
I mean, Taris missed about 2 weeks. Then he came back in, and he got back into practice for a couple days, and then really early in practice he had the hamstring again. So you won't probably see him for Michigan State. I would say after Michigan State, you're hopeful for the opener, or we just got to make sure that the guy is healthy, because as tough as it was, I think as uncomfortable a position as it was for Eric, this is great to just develop Eric and Dwayne's roles, because I think those guys are. Obviously Taris got a chance to be an All-American level center, but I just think we got a lot at center. I thought Eric handled himself well. He didn't finish everything, but I thought he functioned well. He got himself to the right spots. He's going to grow and keep getting better. I think the guy's going to be an awesome player. Donovan Clingan is going to hate me for saying it, but Donovan's first closed scrimmage versus Virginia, I think he had played him 3 minutes of disaster basketball. DC, Kling Kong, you remember. So, I think Eric did a lot of good things out there. And, he should have had 14 and 8. But, I think Eric's going to be great.
Dan, you mentioned Silas and Taris being your best defenders, but how far have Solo and Alex come as defenders, for you? I mean, the first possession, I think Alex stonewalled the guy and then blocked him on the...
Yeah. I got to see the film on Solo. I don't want to start handing out fucking ribbon. I don't want to start handing out trophies to Solo. I want to go back and watch it, but I think the eye test said it was better. We have to get better there. I mean, it sunk the season last year, just our perimeter defense. So, Solo wants to be good on defense. He needs to get back to just playing more athletic down at that end of the court. But I do think that the team's got the potential with Taris and Silas in there, with the bench depth and everything that we got, to really be a team that turns people over a lot and pressures people and is more disruptive.
Dan, what can you take from your response when you got down 4 and obviously regained the lead and took off?
Yeah, I mean, it was just the end of the first half. I mean, we had foul trouble. Obviously, Eric had 2 fouls. Dwayne had 3 fouls. We hadn't really practiced a lot of small ball lineup. I don't love small ball lineup. We love our center on the court. I just think, we missed a lot of open shots. I mean, we just, opening night jitters. We should have been able to keep the game. Ended the first half shitty. Should have been able to keep the game at 18. They make a little run to start the second half. They cut it to 10. And then we start playing well again. Now it's back to 20. I mean, we ended the half bad. We started the first half, the second half bad. You know, but I liked how it was good to have a little bit of that adversity with the group, missing some key players. I thought it was just a good experience for everybody. And it makes me more of a believer in the team. You know, just to be able to play, a high major team, an ACC team, be missing, two of your best 5 players, your 2 best defensive players. Part of 2 offensively, when you're missing as many threes as we were missing, and obviously a big part of our offense is to get great threes for our big-time shooters. Just not having Taris that we could throw the ball inside to when we were missing shots, that hurt tonight.
Coach, what did you see from them that they did well, just getting an initial look?
I mean, I love the coach. I coached against the coach at Charleston. I got a lot of respect for how he runs the program, for just the type of coach he is, how hard he gets his teams to play, how he maxes out, the resources that he's given there to put together, a team that's going to compete. Obviously, I don't want to talk up too many of their players individually, because nowadays you get accused of tampering. So I don't want to. I could talk about how well some of their individual players played, but I'm just a big fan of the coach, and he's a coach's coach.
Dan, you alluded to flying around and maybe being a little disruptive to get 27 points off turnovers. For you, is that the most encouraging takeaway from tonight? Is that the one thing you really needed to see to show that it was going to be different from last year?
Yeah, I mean, just last year, we were so easy to play against. Teams just got catches wherever they wanted to get catches. We didn't get into the ball. We were not disruptive. Last year we had no discipline and fouled a lot while being a really soft team that let their opponent catch it wherever they wanted. Where, at least for us now, we're pressuring people, we're pressuring catches, we're making the opponent uncomfortable. Now we just have to develop the discipline to not foul. But we want to play 9 or 10 players. I see it. I see a second unit being a group that's going to come into the game, and when we're at full strength, being able to press, man, zone pressure, but always making the opponents uncomfortable. I think that's kind of my roots as a coach, and I think we got like a talented and athletic roster that can do it. So, all right, guys, thank you.